The Greek philosopher Plato was the first to describe Atlantis, a mysterious and advanced civilization that, according to his writings, disappeared in a single day and night of destruction. His account, found in the dialogues Timaeus and Critias, has fascinated scholars, explorers, and dreamers for more than 2,000 years. What makes Plato's story so haunting is not merely its grandeur, but its precision. He describes a powerful island nation beyond the Pillars of Hercules, the modern Strait of Gibraltar, larger than Libya and Asia combined. Its cities were designed with mathematical perfection, built in concentric circles of land and water, all surrounding a shining temple dedicated to Poseidon. The streets were paved with metals unknown to his contemporaries, including the mysterious orichalcum, said to gleam with the light of fire. Such vivid detail has led many to wonder, how could Plato, a philosopher devoted to reason, invent something so elaborate without a source? He claimed that the story came from Egyptian priests, who told of a mighty civilization that had existed 9,000 years before his time, a people both technologically and spiritually advanced, capable of harnessing the forces of nature itself. They possessed vast fleets, knowledge of the stars, and a political system based on divine laws. Yet, in their arrogance, they defied the gods. What followed was a cataclysm: earthquakes, floods, and a roaring sea that swallowed Atlantis whole. Skeptics have long dismissed this tale as pure allegory, a moral warning about pride and corruption. But as time passes, discoveries on the ocean floor, strange geometric formations, submerged ruins, and anomalies near the Azores, the Bahamas, and even Antarctica continue to reignite the debate. Could Plato's fiction have been inspired by fragments of a real civilization, lost to rising seas after the last ice age? Plato himself never claimed it was a myth. He wrote as if describing a historical event, one whose memory had been preserved through generations. And that is perhaps what makes the story of Atlantis so enduring. It blurs the line between myth and memory, between imagination and forgotten history. Whether it was a metaphor for human ambition or a record of an ancient truth, the legend of Atlantis reminds us of something timeless, that beneath the waves may lie the remnants of a story older than civilization itself, a world that once thrived, then vanished, leaving behind only whispers in the deep. Across the vast oceans of our planet, beneath the silent waves and forgotten currents, lie structures that defy easy explanation. In places like Yonaguni, Japan, and Bimini, in the Bahamas, divers have discovered immense stone formations, terraces, steps, and symmetrical patterns that seem far too precise to be the work of mere nature. Massive blocks of rock align perfectly, as if carved by the hands of an ancient civilization, their geometry whispering of knowledge long lost to time. The Yonaguni Monument, for instance, rests off the coast of Japan's Ryukyu Islands, submerged under the restless sea. It stretches for hundreds of meters, with stair-like platforms, sharp angles, and even what some researchers describe as the remnants of temples or roads. Was it sculpted by human ingenuity thousands of years ago, perhaps before the last ice age raised the sea levels? Or could it be a natural formation that just happens to mimic human architecture with eerie precision? Then there is the Bimini Road, discovered in the 1960s near the Bahamas. Giant rectangular stones lie in near-perfect alignment, forming what appears to be a paved pathway descending into the deep. Local legends, ancient prophecies, and even Edgar Cayce's readings spoke of a city of the sun that would rise again near Bimini, a remnant of a lost empire swallowed by the ocean. Coincidence? Or was this the first tangible trace of Atlantis, the city that Plato described as both magnificent and doomed by its own pride? What makes these discoveries so fascinating is not just their mystery, but their consistency. Across continents and cultures, from the Caribbean to the Pacific, the ocean floor reveals patterns that hint at an advanced past, one that challenges the linear story of human civilization. If these structures are indeed man-made, then they predate known history by thousands of years, suggesting that humankind has risen and fallen more than once. Geologists argue erosion and tectonic activity can shape rocks into uncanny patterns. Yet, archaeologists, explorers, and mystics alike can't shake the feeling that there's something deliberate beneath the waves, something that once stood proudly above the surface before being claimed by the sea. Could these submerged sites be the scattered bones of Atlantis itself, fragments of a global civilization wiped out by cataclysm? Or are they simply natural wonders that mirror our eternal search for meaning in chaos? Until the depths yield their full truth, the ocean keeps her silence. But every diver who descends into those shadowy ruins feels it, the haunting sense that they are not the first to walk those paths. Something once thrived there, and perhaps, beneath the endless blue, it still does. In 1513, an Ottoman admiral named Piri Reis created one of the most controversial maps in human history. At first glance, it seemed like a simple navigational chart of the known world. But hidden within its faded parchment lies one of the greatest enigmas ever drawn by human hands. The map accurately depicts coastlines and land masses that, according to official history, had not yet been discovered. Even more unsettling, it shows details of Antarctica's shoreline, without ice. Modern geology tells us that the last time Antarctica was ice-free was over 6,000 years ago. How could a map from the 16th century possibly portray something that, by all logic, no one in that era should have known? Piri Reis himself claimed that his map was not entirely his own creation. He wrote that he had based it on ancient sources, older charts that had survived through time, passed down from forgotten civilizations. Some researchers believe these sources may trace back to the fabled Library of Alexandria or even earlier, to a lost culture with knowledge far beyond what we associate with the ancient world. Could these mysterious maps be remnants of the same advanced civilization that Plato described as Atlantis? The alignment is uncanny. The supposed location of Atlantis, as described by Plato, lies beyond the Pillars of Hercules, the modern-day Strait of Gibraltar, deep within the Atlantic Ocean. And on the Piri Reis map, faint outlines appear exactly in that region, showing shapes eerily similar to underwater structures and land masses that no longer exist above sea level. Some explorers and historians argue that these outlines could represent parts of a sunken continent, perhaps fragments of the legendary island itself. If this is true, it raises a chilling question. How could such precise knowledge of global geography exist in an age before telescopes, satellites, or even global navigation? Was this map simply the product of chance, or was it a surviving echo of a civilization far older and more advanced than history dares to admit? Perhaps, buried beneath centuries of ocean and myth, there once existed a network of ancient explorers who mapped the world long before our recorded history began. A civilization that understood the planet in ways we are only beginning to rediscover. Every line on the Piri Reis map whispers of a forgotten world, one that might still be waiting to be found beneath the waves. Because sometimes history isn't written in books. It's hidden in maps. For centuries, whispers about Atlantis have described not only a civilization of extraordinary beauty and wisdom, but one that mastered a form of energy far beyond anything we know today. According to ancient texts and esoteric traditions, the Atlanteans were said to possess a mysterious source of power, a pure, radiant energy drawn from the earth itself, perhaps even from the very heart of the planet. Some accounts speak of luminous crystals that harness this energy, capable of fueling their cities, powering their ships, and even manipulating the forces of nature. Could it be that these tales of Atlantean crystals were not mere mythology, but fragmented memories of a lost science? Imagine a civilization that could move massive stone blocks as if they were weightless, not with brute strength or primitive tools, but with vibrational frequencies tuned to the material's natural resonance. Some researchers speculate that what we now call acoustic levitation might have been perfected thousands of years ago, only to be buried beneath the waves when Atlantis fell. Legends suggest that these crystals were more than just energy sources. They were living conduits of consciousness. Each one, meticulously cut and aligned, interacted with the Earth's magnetic grid, amplifying both spiritual and physical forces. In some traditions, they are described as capable of storing information, much like modern data systems, but at a scale and purity humanity can barely comprehend. Many explorers and mystics have claimed to feel strange electromagnetic disturbances near the supposed remnants of Atlantis, particularly in regions like the Bermuda Triangle or the Bahamas Bimini Road. Could these anomalies be the faint echo of that forgotten energy still pulsing deep beneath the ocean floor? If such a technology truly existed, it would mean the Atlanteans had unlocked a universal principle, an understanding of energy that harmonized the physical, mental, and spiritual realms. It could explain why they were said to control weather, heal with light, and extend life far beyond natural limits. The question that lingers is, did this power destroy them? Some theories claim that the misuse of this energy, the overloading of the crystal network, caused a catastrophic imbalance, triggering the floods and quakes that swallowed Atlantis in a single night. A civilization too advanced for its own good, undone by the very force it sought to command. And yet perhaps the greatest mystery is not that Atlantis fell, but that fragments of its knowledge may still live among us, hidden in ancient symbols, myths, and structures that defy explanation. The lost energy of Atlantis might not be lost at all, merely waiting for us to rediscover it. Because what if the legends were not about the past, but a warning for the future? Throughout history, the Earth has rewritten its own geography through cataclysmic events, sudden, unstoppable forces that erase entire civilizations as if they had never existed. Tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, and abrupt climate shifts have repeatedly demonstrated their power to reshape coastlines and swallow cities whole. Could these same forces be responsible for one of humanity's oldest and most enduring mysteries? The legend of Atlantis? One of the most compelling examples lies in the ancient island of Santorini, once known as Thera, located in the Aegean Sea. Around 1600 BCE, this island was home to a flourishing Minoan civilization, renowned for its art, architecture, and maritime prowess. But then came the unimaginable, a volcanic eruption so powerful that it ripped the island apart, unleashing tsunamis across the Mediterranean and plunging nearby regions into chaos. The explosion was one of the largest in recorded history, sending ash clouds into the atmosphere and causing years of global cooling. Entire communities vanished beneath layers of ash and water, leaving only silent ruins buried in time. For centuries, scholars and explorers have drawn parallels between this event and Plato's account of Atlantis, a mighty island nation that vanished in a single day and night of misfortune. The similarities are haunting. Both tales speak of a rich, advanced civilization destroyed by natural catastrophe. Both describe an island swallowed by the sea. Both leave behind an echo of loss that lingers through myth and memory. But what if Plato's Atlantis wasn't just an allegory? What if it was a distorted memory of real disasters passed down through generations? Oral histories transformed into legend. As the eruption of Thera shook the ancient world, survivors may have carried their stories to Egypt, to Greece, and beyond. Over time, those memories could have evolved, magnified, and merged with other tales of vanished lands and sunken kingdoms. Even today, the ruins of Akrotiri, a Minoan city preserved beneath volcanic ash, offer a haunting glimpse into this possibility. Streets frozen in time, painted frescoes still vibrant after millennia, and homes that whisper of lives abruptly interrupted. It's as if the city was caught mid-breath, forever trapped at the moment of destruction. Perhaps the myth of Atlantis isn't about a single lost city at all, but a pattern of loss, a reminder of how fragile civilization truly is. The Earth has a long memory, and its oceans have claimed more than we will ever know. Beneath the waves, there may still rest the remnants of worlds erased by fire, water, and time, waiting to be rediscovered, and to remind us that legends often begin with truth.